Joseph was born in the Mesopotamian town of Haran, to his parents Jacob and Rachel. At the age of 6 he left Haran along with his family and journeyed to the land of Canaan, eventually settling in Hebron. Jacob displayed extra affection to Joseph, who was born to his father's old age, presenting him with a specially crafted garment. This prompted feelings of jealousy within his brothers, especially the sons of Jacob's other wife, Leah. One day, Jacob instructed Joseph to visit his brothers in Shechem, where they were tending their sheep. Little did he know that this would be the last time he would see his dear son, until their reunion a long 22 years later. Seizing their chance, the brothers threw the unsuspecting Joseph into a pit. A short while later they spotted an Arab caravan passing the scene, and the brothers sold Joseph to the traders. He was eventually brought to Egypt, where he was sold to Potiphar, one of King Pharaoh's ministers. When Joseph was imprisoned, he was put in the prison where king's prisoners were kept. Although it is worth mentioning that Joseph was named Zaphanath-Paneah by the Pharaoh, but his name is not clear. There is no attestation to anyone named Zaphanath-Paneah in Egyptian sources. Unfortunately, Joseph is not mentioned in the Egyptian documents. But when tomb KV46 of Tuya and Uya was discovered at the Valley of the Kings, Luxor in 1905, some people thought that Uya could be Joseph, as the tomb was found empty of any decoration. As well as the name of Uya was written in different ways, as is not a very pure Egyptian name. Now it is confirmed Uya was not Joseph. Uya was a powerful man who served under the Pharaoh Amenhotep III, 1388 to 1350 BC, whose daughter, Tai, later queen. Tai was married to Amenhotep III, and she is the mother of Amenhotep IV, later Akhenaten. Coming back to the story of Joseph, for a while, things started to look up for young Joseph. Divine success enabled him to find favor in his master's eyes, and he was appointed head of Potiphar's estate. However, this would not last for long. Attracted by his handsome looks, Potiphar's wife desired to be intimate with him. To her consternation, Joseph continuously refused. One day, when no one was home other than the two of them, the mistress grasped Joseph's garment, demanding that he consent. Thinking quickly, Joseph slid out of his cloak and ran outside. This self-control earned him the appellation, Joseph the Righteous. But Potiphar's wife turned the tables on Joseph, telling her husband that it was Joseph who had tried to entice her. The angry master reacted by placing his trustworthy assistant in prison. Joseph's charisma followed him to prison as well, and the warden soon appointed him as his right-hand man. In time, his unique qualities expressed themselves in an additional area. When the king's royal cupbearer and baker were imprisoned, Joseph successfully interpreted their dreams, correctly predicting that the cupbearer would be released and the baker hanged. 2 years later, King Pharaoh himself envisioned 2 dreams, which none of his advisors were able to explain. Remembering the Hebrew youth from his prison days, the cupbearer suggested that Joseph be summoned. Joseph, then 30, interpreted Pharaoh's dreams as being a divine prediction for 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine, and advised Pharaoh to prepare by storing grain during the first 7 years. Impressed by Joseph's wisdom, Pharaoh appointed him as his viceroy, second only to the king himself, and tasked him with readying the nation for the years of famine. Joseph ruled Egypt for a total of 80 years, until his death at the age of 110. Before his passing, he made his brothers promise to take his coffin along with them when they would eventually leave Egypt for the Promised Land. After his death, he was embalmed and laid to rest in Egypt. 6 Indeed, when the Jews left Egypt many years later, Moses made sure to locate Joseph's tomb and carry his remains to the land of Israel. Joseph was subsequently buried in Shechem, known today as Nablus, and his resting place is visited until today. Oh, and by the way, God struck Potiphar's wife with boils on her tongue and hands for lying and deceitfully grabbing the cloak of Joseph. If you like my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe.